Let's talk about the 4 things I wish I knew 23 years ago when starting my physical therapy practice. Now, these aren't the only 4 things I wish I knew, but these are 4 of the things that I wish I knew. Whether you're a brand new grad looking to start your physical therapy business, or you're a seasoned veteran looking to move out of employment and into self-employment, I think these 4 lessons will help you the way they would have helped me when I was getting started. Now, forgive me if I look at my screen, but I wrote these down and I want to recite them exactly the way I wrote them. So the first one is, better physical therapy won't separate me from my competition. So many of us got into physical therapy because of the love, the passion, the excitement of treating patients, helping individuals. But something that I thought early on was, if I built a better mousetrap, the world would beat a path to my door. It's just not the case. Being a better physical therapist isn't really a unique value proposition that's attractive to most individuals. All of us are good enough, and most patients just need good enough. They need somebody who's compassionate and empathetic. They need somebody who's willing to listen. They need somebody who genuinely wants to work with them, not somebody who has 50 initials after their name and spends more time in continuing ed classes than they do actually treating patients. So if I realized this early on, I wouldn't have invested so much money, so much time, so much effort in becoming a better physical therapist. I was already good enough. I would have spent that time with my patients and building better systems to run my business. The second lesson I wish I knew: it is impossible to build the parachute after you jump out of the airplane. So many of us want to just close our eyes and jump, and we'll figure it out along the way. But the reality is, if we want to be successful in business, this is a completely different venue than being successful as a therapist. We've spent 7 years, 8 years, 9 years in school. We've spent endless hours in continuing education courses and trying to improve ourselves, reading research and current articles. But how much time have we really spent in becoming a great leader, a great entrepreneur, a great business owner? I think one of the lessons that was hard for me to acknowledge, but once I did, it completely changed my life, was the fact that maybe I needed to jump before thinking, or else I would have never done it. But it is impossible for me to work in the business as hard as I was and then still find time to be able to work on the business. It wasn't until I was able to step out to replace myself in the clinic that I was able to actually build a business that was sustainable, that would provide the financial security, the freedom, the independence that I was looking for, that also allowed me to step away and truly become a better clinician. The third lesson is, money, specifically cash, has no value until it is spent, or better yet, invested. And so, like you, I was one of those individuals that was so conscious, so careful, so conservative about, I wanted 3 months, 6 months, 12 months of reserves, cash in the bank, so that if something bad was to happen, if one of my referral sources were to dry up, or if a third-party payer was to come back and audit me and say, no, we want all of that money back, I knew that I could keep the business going. I could make payroll. I could pay my rent and my utilities for as much as 12 months. I mean, that's completely crazy to somebody who's trying to grow a business, but to somebody who is fearful and operating from that fearful mindset, having money in the bank emotionally felt good, but realistically held me back and slowed down my growth. So money itself has no value until you spend it or invest it. Whether it be in marketing, whether it be in education, whether it be in hiring, whatever you do, spending that money, putting that money to work is how that money gains real value. And then the fourth lesson that I wish I knew: the people I want to work with are not the kind of people that are incentivized by dollars. So in other words, you'll hear all day long how it's so important to incentivize your staff, to have bonuses, to have productivity standards, to do all of these things. And then if they reach these mile markers, to go ahead and reward them with money. Nobody in 23 years that I've ever worked with that I enjoyed working with was somebody who is genuinely incentivized by more money. They all were like me. They would do their most. They put in everything they had. They weren't holding back. It's not like this is the individual that's going to give you 50% effort, but if you incentivize them, they're going to give you 70% effort. And if you bonus them, they're going to give you 90% effort. That's not the kind of person that any of us want to work with. We're not in those kinds of professions. So the reality is every therapist, every administrative assistant, every therapy tech that I've ever worked with that I enjoyed working with, they were the kind of person that gave 110% every single time, whether they were underpaid, overpaid, appropriately paid, it made no difference. And so once I stepped out of the mindset of, oh, I need to hold back a little bit. I can't pay them what they want. I can't pay them what they deserve because I want to have something in the gas tank to incentivize them with. I need that carrot on the end of the stick. Once I moved away from that mindset, I finally realized, you know what? These people are people like me. These people they don't care about the money. They care about the experience. They care about the passion. They care about the joy of treating these patients that need our help, that we can actually make a change in their life. An extra couple dollars an hour is never going to replace the feeling, the gratification of being able to really keep somebody in their home all the way through the end of life. So that's 4 lessons. There's probably 100 more. If you like this kind of content, let me know and I'll share more videos just like it.